theoretical, but are translated into meaningful outcomes that strengthen student preparedness and professional success. To that end, this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to hear a keynote message on the topic, Optimizing Research Initiatives for Board Exam Readiness. To deliver this keynote address, may we call on Dr. June C. Villarmia, the Dean of the College of Criminal Justice Education, for his keynote address. A round of applause, please.
To our school president, Reverend Father Ronil Babano, STL. To our head of the quality assurance, Dr. Princess Varona, ma'am. To our research director, Dr. Kenneth Ayan Barrera, sir. To our panel evaluators, judges, research advisors, research presenters, participants, good afternoon. Mayong hapon. Congratulations everyone. Palakpakan po natin ating mga sarili. Before anything else, I just would like to ask you one question. Do you have a loved one or a relative who recently passed the board exam? Itaas ang kamay sa may kakilala or may mahal sa buhay that recently passed the licensure examination. Meron po ba? Yun, meron. Have you celebrated with them? What's the feeling? Are you surprised? Overjoyed? Na-surprise nganing pasar? Or na-surprise sa result? What about those who did not make it? Have you comforted them? May kakilala kayo? Meron ba? Because, I tell you, failing the board exam hits different. Lalo na pag meron tayong malaking expectations. And we have that preparation, effort, resources invested, and then we did not make it. So this presentation will prepare those aspiring professionals hurdle the board exam. The annual report of the Professional Regulation Commission 2024 reported that there are a total of more than 500,000 examinees who took the licensure examination through paper and pen or the computer-based licensure examination. Kasi meron pong mga board exams na computer-based na po sila. Out of that, more than 500,000 examinees, there are only more than 300,000 passed the board exam. This is in all board exam or board courses. That is about, or exactly 55.29% across all board courses. So meaning, halos kalahati lang po ang pumasa, or more than a half ang pumasa, halos kalahati po nagdusa last 2024 when the result came out. What does passing the board exam mean? For you, students and future professionals, passing the board exam is not just about a prerequisite in securing our license in the PRC. Kasi hindi po ibig sabihin na pumasa ka na sa board exam, professional ka na. Kailangan mo muna mag-register sa Professional Regulation Commission. And one requirement, prerequisite, is you need to pass first the board exam. More importantly, for students, passing the board exam is one of the biggest achievement that a student can accomplish in his or her life. Tama po ba? For those aspiring professionals na gusto nila yung may board exam. Diba? Aside from that, passing the board exam means that you are eligible to apply and to be accepted of your chosen career across various disciplines. Diba? Kaya nga, pag pumasa yung mga criminology graduates natin sa board exam, usually ang sinasabi ng kapitbahay, "Ti, congrats! Pulis na imong anak." Oh, na-pressure na dayo ng ato ang criminologist. Because passing the board exam as a criminologist doesn't mean that you are a police officer. Some of the examinees use this license for them to be promoted or for their career advancement. But what about for the schools? Ano po ba ang usage or importance ng ating board exam sa mga schools? For schools, performance in the board exam will serve as an indicator of the institution's quality and training of their students. Kaya nga makikita natin, pag mayroong top-notcher ang isang school, pag maraming pumapasa, di ba? Ang daming pumapalakpak. Ang lalaki ng mga tarpaulin. Tama po ba? Sino po ba nakikita dito sa tarpaulins ng SMCC? In Kahayagan, Binapur, Agusan del Sur, Agusan del Norte, Las Nieves. Ang daming tarpaulins. Di ba? In Region 13, we have this Professional Criminologists Association of the Philippines, and I am one of the officers in this chapter. And last 2024, we came to an agreement that we will give due recognition for this regional top-performing schools and top-performing students. Ang lahat po ng mga schools na nakikita nyo sa screen are schools whose passing rate or board performance exceed the national passing rate in the licensure examination for criminologists. So ano pong ibig sabihin? Board performance, no, is significantly correlated with the result, with the quality of training that the institutions give to their students. This is the focus now of my talk. Napindot man, diretso na lang ta. No? Actually, it is the duty, nandito po si Ma'am Princess, kagaya na po ng sinasabi ng ating first keynote kahapon, proposal, this is just a proposal, that quality assurance, no, shall focus on efforts that will sustain the performance of schools in the board exam. And this is where research office instructors, research personnel will be utilized. Their efforts will be useful for the success of our students. And these are the 4 research areas which I think important. Ang dami pong pwedeng gawing topics for research, but I group that into 4 major key research areas. First, we have the exam trends and blueprint analysis. Second is mock exam. Fourth is student readiness factors. And third, student readiness factors. And fourth is digital tools and distraction management. Una, ano po ba yung exam trends and blueprint analysis? For exam trends and blueprint analysis, this is where research will focus on investigating whether a certain topic or topics discussed in the classroom came out in the board exam, or the aligning our curriculum course competencies discussed in the classroom to the actual board questions that came out in the actual exam. Saan po natin makikita? Unang-una sa table of specifications. Each board course has its own table of specifications that will serve as a guide by the board examinee to review. Aside from that, the school will not just focus on the competencies and the past result, but also will give this institutional support such as the library, resources, and pool of expert faculty. So, pag nakikita po natin na merong sakto or ekspertong mga faculty and sufficient library resources such as books, then the school may implement tutorial, intensive review program, mentoring that has the higher chance of student success and understanding. In simple terms, paano po natin malalaman ang ating curriculum ay align po sa PRC? Sa mga teachers natin ngayon, alam nila to. Usually, tinatanong ng mga teachers, unsay ning gawas sa board exam? Tama. Uy, di ba? Ato na siyang giklase sa una. Nakalimot siguro ka. Ana, usually ang atong, pag ang result gani, maglingo-lingo ang ato ang examine, maingon gani siya that he doesn't remember anything discussed in the classroom, then that's a red flag. That is why in our department, we do that feedbacking after the result of the board exam. Our pastors will visit in the office and we'll have this casual conversations about what really came out in the board exam. An informal research. Next, mock exams. Are you familiar with that? Mock exam? Mock board exams. Diagnostic test. Mock board exams are mirror of the actual exam. This is a simulation of the actual board exam. Mock board exam consists of questions that are aligned to the actual board exam, including the attire, the environment of the classroom, and the time allocated for each subject area is patterned or simulated to the actual board exam. What's the use of this? Pag meron tayong diagnostic test, pag meron tayong board exam, first year pa lang, second year pa lang, we can diagnose, we can identify those weaker areas. Malalaman po ng student natin kung saan pong banda or saan pong subject sa medyo mahina. And the school can what? Implement a targeted, diba? Enhancement program for those underperforming students. Dito sa SMCC, wala pa akong nakitang study about the implementation of mock board exams and its relevance to the result of the board exam. That's the challenge for all board courses of SMCC. Kasi marami na po tayo nakikita sa Google Scholars, studies about mock board exams. But here in SMCC, wala pa. Third, and one of the most important research area is student readiness factor. Would you agree na may mga teachers, first year ka pa lang, napipredict na kung papasa ka sa board exam o hindi? Do you agree with me? Bakit? That is due to student readiness factor. Ano pong factors? Comprehension po ng students natin. Communication skills po ng students natin. Lalo na yung mga students na lalo na yung mga schools that administering admission and retention policies wherein they, what? Only select those students with higher scores during the admission test. Unlike SMCC, that our students are universal. Merong pinakamatalino at merong ding hindi pinakamatalino dito sa SMCC. That is why, palakpakan po natin ang ating mga kaguruan sa SMCC because they are all brilliant in handling this kind of students. Unlike other schools, di ba, pinipili lang nila yung mga students nila. Dito sa SMCC, we accept all kind of students. Student readiness factors. What topics ang kailangan nating investigate? Baka merong factor yung wellness natin. Diet, sleep. Di ba? Nowadays, students will sleep at early. No, we sleep early. Ang aga-aga matutulog. Early in the morning. Oh, tama. Tapos, ang agang gigising. Early in the afternoon. Baka meron tayong makitang factors. Thus, the sleeping habits, study habits, the wellness of our students have this relationship with their cognitive functions. Meron po tayong mga students na nagka-function po yung kanilang mga brain cells in the afternoon at walang nag-function in the morning. This one of the most important factor which I think masurprise po tayo. Or if you've not heard this, have you heard a situation wherein a cum laude, a student who graduated with flying color failed the board exam? Mayroon na. What do you think is the reason? That's the purpose of conducting research. For third-year students who are around, maybe you can change your title and do that research. Bakit merong mga cum laude na nag-fail sa board exam? Is it due to their confidence? Or is it due to the pressure? Pressure of the school, pressure of the family? Kaya kailangan ma-determine yung student readiness factors natin, study habits, the wellness of the students, psychological and emotional preparedness, para first year pa lang, the school can give an intervention to our future professionals. This study, perception of graduates and their educational experiences and readiness to take the board exam. That was my first study published in the year 2018 in our own journal. That is a study in our pioneering class. And that study, the output of that study was utilized in predicting who are these people, who are these examinees that has the higher chance in passing the board exam. That's why the first batch of takers that we have, palakpakan po natin ng SMCC, 100% po ang ating pioneering class. That's the use of research. Next, digital tools and distraction management. Diba, ang daming teachers na galit sa teknolohiya. Minsan galit sa teknolohiya, minsan galit sa mga bata. But several studies have proven several advantages of digital learning. Where in fact, may nakita po akong study kahapon, I think 2 studies from Trento, FSU Trento, about mobile learning and AI. Palakpakan po natin ang Trento. And the result of their studies both are positive. no, advantageous on the part of the student. So instead of discouraging our students to utilize these platforms, the school shall, of course, conduct researches that will help, no, kung pwede, establish an online platform and guidelines as to its utilization. Kanina lang or few hours ago, no, the chairperson of the CHED, no, in her interview in the ABS-CBN, announced that CHED approves 100% online classes due to the oil crisis that we have now, or we are experiencing right now. So, instead of discouraging students, instead of looking at the disadvantages of these platforms, why not look at all the potentials, no, for utilizations? That's a good area for research. My last slide before the conclusion. These are for the graduates. Meron mo ba tayo mga graduates dito? Who are or who will be taking the board exam? These are the signs that you are ready for the board exam. Take note of this. This is for you. Unang-una, consistent practice course. In every practice test, in every mock board exam, or in every quiz that you have, if you are consistently hitting that target or passing score, kasi pagdating natin sa review, wala na pong passing score dyan. Meron na po tayong set na standard. If the set or the target score is 60 and then you consistently hit that target, that is one sign that you are ready for the board exam. Pangalawa, active recall abilities. What is that? Active recall abilities is not just memorization. That is your ability to explain complex topics that implies your understanding. One good example is you can help, no, explain that particular topic so that your co-reviewees will understand the topic. That is active recall abilities. Pangatlo, knowledge of weakness. What is that? That stage you have realized or accepted na mahina ako dito. And ito yung strength ko. That is why you have identified which particular subject area ang kailangan mo ng final glance months or week before the exam. That is knowledge of weakness. Fourth, refined test-taking strategies. May tsansa talaga pagdating sa board exam. Kasi ang board exam multiple choice, di ba? You have 25% chance to give the answer. But meron tayong mga test-taking strategies. There are times that you will encounter a very unfamiliar question or topic. And if the situation, no, arises, hindi ka na magpanic because you will apply several test-taking strategies. Example, the process of elimination. Yun. Lastly, but the most important, emotional readiness. This part, this stage, imo nang gidawat ang tanan. What is that? You accept that you give your best. You accept that you give your best and you trust all your preparation efforts. Kahit na nervous ka, no? You trust your preparation. Hindi ka na nagpanic. That is a sign that you are really ready for the board exam. So for those future professionals who will be taking the examination this year or next year, remember these 5 signs of readiness when you take the board exam. Before I end my speech, let me read you this statement. Optimizing research initiatives for board exam readiness requires aligning academic research, exam trends, and curriculum, providing structured in-house review sessions and mock exams, and enhancing psychological resilience to ensure content mastery, practical skills, and exam confidence. Lastly, believe it or not, high-performing institutions in the licensure examination consistently implemented curriculum-aligned instruction, mock exams, and in-house review programs. And these are my references. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Villarmia, for that insightful keynote presentation. And now, let us proceed to the awarding of certificates and token to our keynote speaker. Allow me to read the citation. St. Michael College of Caraga presents this certificate of commendation to Dr. June C. Villarmia for his invaluable contribution as a keynote speaker during the 2nd Regional Student Research Conference 2026 with the theme Advancing Social Justice and Equity through Multidisciplinary Research and Innovation. His participation contributed meaningfully to the success of the conference and to SMCC's continuing commitment to research excellence and innovation. Given this 8th day of April 2026, at St. Michael College of Caraga, Nasipit, Agusan del Norte. And now, may we request our keynote speaker to be here on stage. And may we also request our school president, Reverend Father Ronil G. Babano, STL, for the awarding of the token and certificate to our keynote speaker. May we also request the head of the Research and Instructional Innovation Department, Dr. Kenneth Ian Barrera, also to assist in the awarding. will also now be proceeding to the presentation of Certificate of Appreciation to our esteemed members of our panel of judges for this year's Regional Student Research Conference 2026. Allow me to read the citation. St. Michael College of Caraga presents the Certificate of Appreciation to the following individuals for their sincere recognition of their invaluable service as a judge during the second Regional Student Research Conference 2026, with the theme Advancing Social Justice and Equity through Multidisciplinary Research and Innovation. Their expertise, fairness, and professional integrity in evaluating research presentations have significantly contributed to the maintaining the highest standards of academic excellence and scholarly rigor. Given this 8th day of April 2026 at St. Michael College of Caraga, Nasipit, Agusan del Norte. To that end, may we request our school president, once again, Reverend Father Ronil G. Babano, STL, together with the head of the Research and Instructional Innovation Department, for the giving of token and certificate of appreciation to our judges. As I call on the name of our judges, we request that our judges come forward here on stage. Ms. Cuni Balista. Ms. Cuni Balista. Ms. Queenie Balista pala, sorry. Mrs. Lian Rosalie B. Lumarda. Another certificate of appreciation is presented to, and token is presented to Dr. Felix Arcilia. Another certificate is presented to Mrs. Divina Grace Mateo. Another certificate is presented to Ms. Mariel Balaquit. Another certificate of appreciation is presented to Dr. Lord Gregory Crisol. And now we will be moving forward to the presentation and distribution of Certificate of Research Presentation to the following researchers. Allow me to read the citation. St. Michael College of Caraga presents this Certificate of Research Presentation to the following students. For having successfully presented the research study entitled during the second Regional Student Research Conference 2026 with the theme Advancing Social Justice and Equity through Multidisciplinary Research and Innovation, given this 8th day of April 2026 at St. Michael College of Caraga, Nasipit, Agusan del Norte. Certificate of Research Presentation is proudly presented to the research study entitled Boarding Spot, a living space finder system using TOPSIS method for the faculty and students of SMCC. For the researchers, please come here on stage. Miss Emily G. Loregas, Razmel B. Coraza, Laika Ella May L. Pantua, so we apologize for that small difficulty. We have typographical errors. But let's proceed to our next researchers. We have their study entitled MICA, Mycelinean Inquiries Chat Automator, a web-based automated and interactive chat inquiries responses driven with AI. The researchers are the following: Rhea Rose Sese, Rix Anthony Espiga, Jake Constantino, Our next researchers, with their study entitled Enhancing ARAL Learners' Reading Performance Through the Reading While Listening RWL Strategy Basis for Project Stride. With the researchers, Princess Angela S. Umpong and Gina A. Cañete. And now we have our next researchers with their research entitled Straddling Two Worlds, Issues and Challenges of Non-Teaching Personnel with Teaching Loads at SMCC. Richam L. Salomon. Our next research study is entitled Career Paths and Employment Outcomes, a tracer study of Bachelor of Elementary Education graduates, the year 2020 to 2024, with the researchers Precious Grace B. Irong, April Cynthia Beliganyo, Our next research is entitled Fear of Missing Out and Impulsive Social Behavior Among Grade 10 Students. We have the researchers, Jera Nomel M. Alanzado and Aizame D. Bangkoyo. Next, we have Boarding Spot, a living space finder system using the TOPSIS method for the faculty and students of SMCC. We have the researchers, Ian Joyd P. Franco and Carl Anthony D. Nolasco. Next, we have microbial analysis of the drinking water in Sitio Hinandayan with the researchers Shainaya Glyza A. Balaba and Sweet Dream A. Kanatoy. The next research is entitled Arduino-based Noise Alert System with the researchers Janrio Humawid and Jessie Marie D. Chong. Next, food products innovation, the impact of malunggay integration to chicharon development. The researcher, Maria Christine M. Cagula. Yes, ma'am. Next up, exploring language learning strategies among senior high school students. Jezebel C. Lanik. May we call on once again the researchers from Boarding Spot, a living space finder system using the TOPSIS method for the faculty and students of SMCC. Jerchel Espana Balinton and Ryan M. Laranio. Moving forward, we have the research of effectivity of biochar in Mount Kasunogan soil amelioration with the researchers Eliza Clarice C. Kapilitan and Faith Marie Enoch. The next research is entitled Evaluating Public Awareness on Emergency Hotline Numbers in Case of Crisis. The researchers, Clark Louis Salvacion and Charlene D. Cahiles. Next up, we have the research entitled Family Communication Patterns and Cohesion Among Senior High School Students. We have the researchers Rosel M. Burga and Windy R. Alimocon. May we call on the researcher, Ryan M. Laranio. Next, we have the research entitled A New Alternative, Formulating a Liquid Dishwashing Detergent with Lemon Juice and Baking Soda. We have the researchers, J. Bernard G. Ubokmi and Carl U. Blazquez. Next up, we have evaluating the relationship between the level of nomophobia and self-efficacy on career decision-making difficulties on students. We have Precious Ronalu B. Liogan. Next, we have a correlational study on code switching practices and digital addiction on communication skills among Hume's students. We have Andrea Denise R. Vallier. Next, we have a qualitative exploration of traditional health practices among Higaonon tribe. We have the researchers Miguel Yanis C. Cagande and Felipe Jose Ortega. Next, we have exploring language learning strategies among senior high school students. The researcher is none other than Dolly R. Calonia. Next, we have the study entitled Cultural Icon, evaluating the Balanghay Festival contribution for tourism branding in selected establishments in Butuan City. We have Jasmine Cariaga. Next, we have assessing the knowledge, attitude, and perception of HEI science instructors of Butuan City on the use of artificial intelligence in science teaching. We have Lawrence Ernest M. Acapulco. Then we have the level of reading comprehension of grade 1 pupils of Mahay Integrated School using Marungko approach in the Tulong Dunong program. We have June Dave S. Bangahon. We also have the study entitled Level of Intrinsic and Extrinsic Reading Motivation Among English Majors, Basis for Reading Enhancement Program. We have Harrison Richard M. Deutsch. Then we have assessing the role of microfinance in empowering business owners in Barangay Jose P. Rizal, Butuan City, as Naira L. Mangontra. Then we have customer satisfaction in online versus traditional banking of Metro Bank, a comparative study by Sheena May L. Oshas. Next, we have development of an AI-powered barangay management information system for Barangay Ampayon with integrated chatbot using large language model by Rochelle D. Gimeri. Next, we have navigating the digital landscape, experiences of multimedia creators and social media product marketing. We have Angelica Dichoso and Jerchel Espana Balinton. Next, we have navigating disaster management in academic libraries, qualitative insight into the librarian's perspectives, challenges and strategies. We have Jaya May F. Sumagang. Then we have challenges to effective library resource utilization, a study on student interaction with academic materials. We have Nestle A. Dapal. Next, we have growing up in multi-generational household, a lived experience inquiry on how children navigate shared spaces and relationships. We have Gabrielle M. Angelia. Next, we have mobile learning and metacognitive awareness on the study habits of senior high school students, a correlational study. We have Althea Deborah T. Santa Ines. Next, we have renewable energy innovations, seawater-powered emergency flashlight using coconut shell carbon. We have Alexis Dayan Barcelona. Next, we have Buena Vista on the Rise, effectiveness of tourism slogan influencing the travel motivations of tourists in Buena Vista. We have Madeline B. Gilapon. Then we have exploring language learning strategies among senior high school students. We have Jezebel C. Lanik. Next, we have the level of awareness on value-added tax. We have Noreen Irish P. Torillo and Razmel Coraza. And now, researchers, we will be proceeding to the for the awarding. Now, for a research abstract, research poster, research paper, and research presenter for our two-day conference. We would like to notify our researchers that for third place and second place, our certificates will be to follow because of, again, technical difficulty, and we apologize for that. But let's not let the difficulties ruin our day. Still, all of us are winners for this conference. Okay, let's proceed to Room 1, Day 1. The top 3 in research abstract. For third place, we have the research title entitled Arduino-based noise alert system with researchers Chong Jess Marie and Humawid Jan Rio M. For second place, we have the research entitled Boarding Spots, a living space finder system using the TOPSIS method for the faculty and students of SMCC. We have the researchers Franco Ian Joyd P. and Nolasco Carl Anthony. And now for first place in research abstract. We have the research entitled Development of an AI-powered Barangay Management Information System for Barangay Ampayon with integrated chatbot using large language model by Rochelle D. Gimeri. Next, we proceed to Best Research Poster in Room 1, Day 1. For third place, we have the research entitled Boarding Spot, a living space finder system using the TOPSIS method for the faculty and systems and students of SMCC. For second place, we have the research entitled MICA, Mycelinean Inquiries Chatbot Chat Automator, a web-based automated and interactive chat inquiries response driven with AI with researchers Espiga Rix and Sissy Ria Rose. And for first place in research poster in Room 1, Day 1 is Arduino-based noise alert system with researchers Chong Jess Marie and Humawid John Rio. Next, we have for Best Research Paper in Room 1, Day 1. For third place, Boarding Spot, a living space finder system using the TOPSIS method for the faculty and students of SMCC. Second place, we have the research entitled Arduino-based noise alert system by Chong Jess Marie and Humawid John Rio. And for first place goes to MICA, Mycelinean Inquiries Chat Automator, a web-based automated and interactive chat inquiries response driven with AI, with researchers Espiga Rix and Sissy Ria Rose. And lastly, we have Best Research Presenter in Room 1, Day 1. For third place, we have Development of an AI-powered Barangay Management Information System for Barangay Ampayon with integrated chatbot using large language model. With researcher Rochelle D. Gimari. For second place, we have the research entitled MICA, Mycelinean Inquiries Chat Automator, a web-based automated and integrated interactive chat inquiries response driven with AI with researchers Espiga Rix and Cici Rhea Rose. And first place for research presenter in Room 1, Day 1 is none other than Arduino-based noise alert system with researchers Chong Jesmarie and Dumawid John Rio. Now still for Day 1, let's move to Room 2. Best in Research Abstract. For Day 1, Room 2, Best Research Abstract goes to the research entitled The Level of Reading Comprehension of, third place, the level of reading comprehension of grade 1 pupils of Mahay Integrated School using Marungko approach in the Tulong Dunong program with researcher Bangahon June Dave S. Now for second place, we have the research entitled Artificial Intelligence in Education, Impact on Motivation and Academic Performance of Gen Z Learners with researcher Emily G. Lorigas. And our winner for Best Research Abstract in Room 2, Day 1 is the research entitled Level of Intrinsic and Extrinsic Reading Motivation Among English Majors, Basis for Reading Enhancement Program with the researcher Deutsch Harrison Richard M. Next, we proceed to Best Research Poster in Room 2, Day 1. For third place, we have the study entitled Exploring Language Learning Strategies Among Senior High School Students by Lanik Jezabel and Calonia Dolly R. Next, we have second place. For second place, we have none other than the study entitled Family Communication Patterns and Cohesion Among Senior High School Students with the researchers Alimokon Windy R. and Burga Rosel M. Then our winner, first place for research poster, is none other than a correlational study on code switching practice and digital addiction on communication skills among senior high school students, among humanities and social science students, by Valle Andrea Denise R. Now we proceed to Best Research Paper in Room 2, Day 1. For third place, we have the research entitled Artificial Intelligence in Education, Impact on Motivation and Academic Performance of Gen Z Learners by Emily G. Lorigas. For second place, we have the research entitled Family Communication Patterns and Cohesion Among Senior High School Students by Alimocon Windy and Burga Rosel. For first place in Best Research Paper in Room 2, Day 1 is none other than the level of reading comprehension of grade 1 pupils of Mahay Integrated School using Marungko approach in the Tulong Dunong program by Bangahon June Dave S. Now we proceed to the Best Research Presenter in Room 2, Day 1. For third place, Exploring Language Learning Strategies Among Senior High School Students by Lanik Jezebel and Calonia Dolly R. For second place, we have the research entitled Level of Intrinsic and Extrinsic Reading Motivation Among English Majors, Basis for Reading Enhancement Program by Deutsch Harrison, Richard M. And our winner, our first place for Best Research Presenter in Room 2, Day 1 is none other than the level of reading comprehension of grade 1 pupils of Mahay Integrated School using Marungko approach in the Tulong Dunang program by Bangahon June Dave S. And now we proceed to Room 3, Day 1. For Best Research Abstract, third place in Room 3, Day 1. Third place in Research Abstract goes to the study entitled Food Products Innovation, the Impact of Malunggay Integration to Chicharon Development by Kagula Maria Christine and Paring Kathleen T. For second place, we have in Research Abstract, second place, we have the study entitled A New Alternative, Formulating a Liquid Dishwashing Detergent with Lemon Juice and Baking Soda by Blazquez Carl and Yubokmi J. Bernard. And our first place for research abstract in Room 3, Day 1 is Effectivity of Biochar in Mount Kasunogan Soil Amelioration by Enoch Faith Marie and Kapilitan Eliza Clarice. Now we proceed to Best in Research Poster in Room 3, Day 1. In third place, we have the study entitled Bioaccumulation of Microplastic in Oyster by the researcher Acosta Jomar G. For second place, we have the study entitled Renewable Energy Innovations, Seawater-Powered Emergency Flashlight Using Coconut Shell Carbon by Barcelona Alexis Dayan. And for first place in research poster in Room 3, Day 1, we have the study entitled Microbial Analysis of the Drinking Water in Sitio Hinandayan by Kanatoy Sweet Dream and Balaba Shanaya Glyza. And now we proceed for Best Research Presenter in Room 3, Day 1. For third place, we have the study entitled A New Alternative, Formulating a Liquid Dishwashing Detergent with Lemon Juice and Baking Soda by Blazquez Carl U and Yubokmi J. Bernard G. For second place in Research Presenter, we have the study entitled Effectivity of Biochar in Mount Kasunogan Soil Amelioration by Enoch Faith Marie and Kapilitan Eliza Clarice. In first place in Research Presenter, in Room 3, Day 1, goes to the study entitled Bioaccumulation of Microplastic in Oysters with the researcher Acosta Jomar G. And now, we proceed to Best Research Paper in Room 3, Day 1. For third place in research paper goes to the study, a new alternative, formulating a liquid dishwashing detergent with lemon juice and baking soda by Blazquez Carl Yu and Yubokmi J. Bernard G. For second place, we have the research study entitled Renewable Energy Innovations, Seawater-Powered Emergency Flashlight Using Coconut Shell Carbon by Barcelona Alexis Dayan. For first place in research paper in room 3, day 1, we have the study entitled Bioaccumulation of Microplastic in Oyster by Acosta Jomar G. And now we proceed to room 4, day 1. For research abstract, for third place in research abstract in room 4, day 1, goes to the study entitled Customer Satisfaction in Online versus Traditional Banking of Metro Bank, a comparative study by Osias Sheena May L. For second place in research abstract goes to the study entitled Growing Up in Multigenerational Household, a lived experience inquiry on how children navigate shared spaces and relationships. And for first place in research abstract in room 4, day 1, goes to the study entitled Evaluating Public Awareness on Emergency Hotline Numbers in Case of Crisis by Salvacion Clark Louise and Cahiles Charlene. Now we proceed to Best in Research Poster in Room 4, Day 1. For third place, once again, Evaluating Public Awareness on Emergency Hotline Numbers in Case of Crisis by Salvacion Clark and Cahiles Charlene. For second place in research poster goes to Growing Up in Multigenerational Household, a lived experience inquiry on how children navigate shared spaces and relationships by Angelia Gabriel M. And for first place in research poster in Room 4, Day 1 goes to the study entitled Financial and Operational Challenges Among Entrepreneurs Owning Multiple Types of Business by Gerhio Karina Jane A. and Hamito Ginelin G. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us proceed to Best in Research Paper. In Room 4, Day 1, third place goes to the study entitled Financial and Operational Challenges Among Entrepreneurs Owning Multiple Types of Business by Garhio Karina Jane and Hamito Jeneline. For second place in research paper goes to the study entitled Growing Up in Multi-Generational Household, a Lived Experience Inquiry on How Children Navigate Shared Spaces and Relationships by Angelia Gabriel M. And for first place in Best in Research Paper from Room 4, Day 1, goes to the study entitled Evaluating Public Awareness on Emergency Hotline Numbers in Case of Crisis by Salvacion Clark and Cahiles Charlene. Now we proceed to Best Research Presenter from Room 4, Day 1. For third place, ladies and gentlemen, third place in Research Presenter from Room 4, Day 1 goes to the study entitled Customer Satisfaction in Online versus Traditional Banking of Metro Bank, a comparative study by Osias Sheena May L. For second place in Best Research Presenter from Room 4, Day 1 goes to the study entitled Growing Up in Multi-Generational Household, a Lived Experience Inquiry on How Children Navigate Shared Spaces and Relationships by Angelia Gabriel M. And for first place, ladies and gentlemen, for Research Presenter from Room 4, Day 1, first place goes to the study entitled Evaluating Public Awareness on Emergency Hotline Numbers in Case of Crisis by Salvacion Clark and Cahiles Charlene. So those are our winners from Day 1, no? So let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Congratulations once again to our dear winners. Okay, we will now be proceeding to Day 2. Let's proceed to day 2, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go first to room 2. For best research abstract, from room 2, day 2, third place goes to the study entitled Mobile Learning and Metacognitive Awareness on the Study Habits of Senior High School Students, a correlational study by Santa Ines, Altea Deborah, and Leranio Ryan M. Okay. For second place in research abstract from room 2, day 2, we have the study entitled Enhancing ARA Learners' Reading Performance Through the Reading While Listening Strategy, Basis for Project Stride by Gina Cañete and Princess Angela Ompong. And for first place in research abstract from room 2, day 2, goes to the study entitled Assessing the Knowledge, Attitude, and Perception of HEI Science Instructors of Butuan City on the Use of Artificial Intelligence in Science Teaching by Acapulco Lawrence Ernest M. Best Research Poster from room 2, day 2. Third place goes to Career Paths and Employment Outcomes, a tracer study of Bachelor of Elementary Education graduates from 2020 to 2024 by Erong Precious Grace and Beliganyo April Cynthia. Second place, research poster. Enhancing ARA learners' reading performance through the reading while listening strategy, basis for Project Stride by Gina Cañete and Princess Angela Ompong. And for first place in research poster from room 2, day 2. First place in research poster goes to the study entitled Mobile Learning and Metacognitive Awareness on the Study Habits of Senior High School Students, a correlational study by Santa Ines Altea Deborah and Leranio Ryan M. Now we proceed to best research paper from room 2, day 2. For this category, ladies and gentlemen, we only have second place and first place. And for second place, it's a tie. We have 2 second place because they had the same average score. Second place, Mobile Learning and Metacognitive Awareness on the Study Habits of Senior High School Students, a correlational study by Santa Ines Altea Deborah and Leranio Ryan M. And another second place goes to Enhancing ARA Learners' Reading Performance Through the Reading While Listening Strategy Basis for Project Stride by Gina Cañete and Princess Angela Ompong. And for first place in research paper from Room 2, Day 2, goes to the study entitled Assessing the Knowledge, Attitude, and Perception of HAI Science Instructors of Butuan City on the Use of Artificial Intelligence in Science Teaching by Acapulco Lawrence Ernest M. And now we go to Best Research Presenter from Room 2, Day 2. Third place in Best Research Presenter, Room 2, Day 2, goes to the study entitled Fear of Missing Out and Impulsive Social Behavior Among Grade 10 Students by Alanzado Jaira and Normel M. Aiza May D. Bongkoyo. Alanzado Jaira Normel M. and Aiza May Bongkoyo. Second place, research presenter from Room 2, Day 2, goes to the study Mobile Learning and Metacognitive Awareness of the Study on the Study Habits of Senior High School Students, a Correlational Study by Santa Ines Altea Deborah and Laranio Ryan M. First place for research presenter in Room 2, Day 2, goes to the study entitled Assessing the Knowledge, Attitude, and Perception of HAI Science Instructors of Butuan City on the Use of Artificial Intelligence in Science Teaching by Acapulco Lawrence Ernest M. Once again, those are our winners for Room 2, Day 2. We still have one more room to award and then we're good to go. So let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have the results for our last set from Room 4, Day 2. Now we proceed to Best Research Abstract from Room 4, Day 2. Third place goes to the study entitled The Level of Awareness on Value-Added Tax by Coraza Rasmel B. and Torillo Noreen Irish. Second place in Research Abstract from Room 4, Day 2, goes to the study entitled Assessing the Role of Microfinance in Empowering Business Owners in Barangay Josepe Rizal, Butuan City by Mangontra Aznaira et al. First place for Best Research Abstract goes to the study entitled Cultural Icon, Evaluating the Balanghay Festival Contribution for Tourism Branding in Selected Establishments in Butuan City by Jasmine J. Cariaga et al. Now we proceed to Best Research Poster from Room 4, Day 2. Third place for Best Research Poster. Third place goes to Upholding Ethical Standards, a closer look at PNP's commitment to integrity and accountability in Buenas Car, Aguzan del Norte by Dumdum Venus. Second place. Second place research poster, Room 4, Day 2, goes to the study The Level of Awareness on Value-Added Tax by Coraza Roswell B. and Torillo Noreen Irish. For first place in research poster goes to the study. First place goes to the title, Navigating the Digital Landscape, Experiences of Multimedia Creators in Social Media Product Marketing by Dichoso, Angelica P. and Balinton Jerihel E. Now we proceed to Best Research Paper. Second place. Second place in research paper, Room 4, Day 2, Navigating the Digital Landscape, Experiences of Multimedia Creators in Social Media Product Marketing by Dichoso, Angelica P. and Balinton Jerihel E. For first place, ladies and gentlemen, in research paper from Room 4, Day 2. First place research paper from Room 4, Day 2 goes to The Level of Awareness on Value-Added Tax by Coraza Rosmel B. and Torillo Noreen Irish. Now we proceed to the last category. Best Research Presenter from Room 4, Day 2. Third place goes to Cultural Icon, Evaluating the Balanghay Festival Contribution for Tourism Branding in Selected Establishments in Butuan City by Jasmine J. Cariaga et al. Second place in research presenter. Second place goes to the title, Buena Vista on the Rise, Effectiveness of Tourism Slogan, Influencing the Travel Motivations of Tourists in Buena Vista by Gilapon Medellin B. And first place For research presenter from room 4, day 1, goes to the title, The Level of Awareness on Value-Added Tax by Coraza Rosmel B. in Torillo, Noreen, Irish. Thank you very much, Reverend Father Babano and Dr. Barrera, for the awarding of certificates to our winners. As we come to the final part of our program, we are reminded that every meaningful gathering leaves us not only with new knowledge, but also with renewed commitment. To deliver the closing remarks, may we now call on Dr. Kenneth Ian Barrera, the head of the Research and Instructional Innovation Department.
My respect to our President, Father Roniel G. Babano, and to our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Research, Dr. Beverly D. Haminal, and to all of our guests that we have here, as well as our judges. We are so much thankful for your presence, and even for Sir Lord as well, who came out from Iligan City just to visit us today, and also to our second keynote speaker, Dr. June C. Villarmia. I'm so much thankful for all the participating schools for the second regional student research conference. And to be honest with you, my first message would be falling on the first line. Maybe I would really ask for forgiveness, no, especially in some mishaps that happened, especially with the technical issues that we encountered. But moreover, I also see that as an opportunity for us in the research department, that for certain mishaps that we do commit, I am sure that we will not be able to do it on a second time. And as much as I would like to have a perfect program or conference, maybe there are certain times that things would actually happen unexpectedly. To all of those schools who participated, especially coming from different places in Caraga region, I'm so much thankful for your support to come here in Asipit, Agusan del Norte. I remember last year when we started our first regional conference, there was a big challenge, no? Like, the question that, are there really going to be schools who will be coming to participate? That was the major question that I have in my mind. But when I look at every day the operations of our research office, I saw an opportunity to create other opportunities as well for our researchers. And believe it or not, no, maybe a lot of you might have find research difficult, or perhaps murag, kung sa Bisaya pa no, lisod, napuyuban, they are fearful of research subject. But I'm so much thankful that you came here, presented your studies. The inspiration behind the second regional or even the first regional research conference was to give platform for students to share the things that they have done throughout almost 10 months of study. I could remember way back in high school, SMCC taught me my first research subject or thesis. And to be honest with you guys, ang akong role dito is mag-samok-samok ra sa akong leader, dili kayo mag-participate. But when the time comes na palutuon ko kibali og food or magpalit og food, that was actually my first role, to be the serviceman for the team. But going forward, I also have seen that on my college year, struggle gyapon sa ako ang research. It's because, believe it or not as well, hapit po ko dili ka-graduate o college because of thesis. Pag-abot sa masters, almost the same story. Research was a problem for me. And pag-abot sa doctorate, niyananagin ko sa akong self that it should not be the problem because I will correct the mistakes of the past. So, by correcting those mistakes in the past, it will really help us improve ourselves even to ways that we could never imagine. And I tell you, research might be difficult, but research is also something that provided us the things that we now see today. The simple chairs, the simple buildings, and even the simple changes that we can do in society should be a product of research. Because if data is existing and if it's not used, then most likely we could not give appropriate solutions to the problems that we have. And I challenge my dear students, all of the people here in this vicinity, that I hope that you will also strive forward, whether you're going to college, master's, or even PhD programs. Do everything excellently. And as I always say to our students, dili pwede ang pwede na. So, munang maybe my dear students and even to all of our guests here, we know that research would be a problem, but we also know that research can also be solved. So with that, I leave you with a simple message that let's strive for excellence. Let's make sure that the world will be better with data-driven decisions. And with that, hopefully we could rest. Thank you and God bless you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Barrera, for your thoughtful and inspiring closing words of message. Before we officially end our program, we invite everyone to remain for our photo documentation. That is why may we request all of our participants to be here at center stage. To all of our participants to be here in center stage, our researchers to be here in center stage so that we can have a grand photo opportunity with our esteemed evaluators and our dignitaries as well. To our researchers, you may come here on stage. May we also request our panel of evaluators be seated at the front in these chairs. Coaches or researchers, please stay where you are. Coaches, members of the faculty, you may come here also to be included in our photo opportunity. Mentors, coaches, faculties, so that we may also be included in our grand photo opportunity. Okay, on behalf of the organizers, thank you to everyone for your presence, participation, and support. And this concludes our two-day program. Thank you very much for visiting St. Michael College of Caraga and to our second Regional Students Research Conference 2026. For students that have not yet, or for researchers that have not yet claimed their certificates, you may visit the registration table at the front lobby, at the lobby there in the front, to claim your certificates. Once again, for our second and third placers, those that have not claimed their certificates, you may claim your certificates there at the front lobby.